Right now in your news at 5:30, the story of the South Dakota man on the America's Most Wanted list and where authorities believe he could be today. Plus, despite a rainy start to the tourism season here in KOTA territory, many attractions say they haven't seen any attendance issues. And how one Rapid City community members honored the men and women who served our country this Memorial Day. All of these stories and more are coming up as your news starts now.
From Skyline Drive, this is KOTA Territory News at 5:30.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Adrian Carbajal. This is KOTA Territory News at 5:30. Thanks for joining us this Memorial Day. Honoring the brave men and women who lost their lives fighting to protect our freedoms has been a tradition in the U.S. since post-Civil War. Today, the Marine Corps League Black Hills Detachment held a Memorial Day ceremony at the Black Hills War Monument and Memorial Park to do just that. Many people were gathered at the ceremony with about 50 veterans in attendance. The event included sentiments given by vets and other guest speakers. The event also included a wreath laying and the singing of God Bless America and the Star-Spangled Banner. The ceremony was held to honor local soldiers who lost their lives in numerous conflicts, including the Vietnam War, World War II, and the Iraq War.
Some gave all, but all gave some is very true, because a lot of the people here have seen different combats.
By the end of the ceremony, people were seen saluting the monument as the sound of a bugle pierced the air. A woman ran 22 miles from Spearfish to Sturgis Buffalo Chip today to honor fallen military members. The run is a yearly tradition for My Richards, and an easterly wind and some morning rain made this year's trek challenging. Richards started at 6 in the morning and reached the Buffalo Chips Freedom Field around 5.5 hours later. Each mile marker on Richards' run represented different fallen heroes. When she reached Freedom Field, Richards tearfully read the names one more time.
Air Force Staff Sergeant Andrew Parvell, and lastly, Air Force Technical Sergeant Daniel Thurby.
Dozens of people supported Richards through her journey, bringing food, water, and encouragement. Memorial Day is the unofficial start to the summer, and the outdoor pool at the Roosevelt Park Swim Center opened for the season today, despite the dreary weather. The 50-meter pool is now open weekdays from 8 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 5:30 p.m. Meanwhile, the Horace Mann, Parkview, and Sioux Park pools are scheduled to open this Friday, May 30th. They'll operate daily from noon to 6 p.m. Despite the rainy weather rolling through KOTA territory this Memorial Day weekend, visitors are still showing up strong to kick off the summer tourist season. Our Zeta Jones has the story.
Memorial Day weekend traditionally marks the start of a busy tourist season for Rapid City and surrounding attractions. From Mount Rushmore and Custer State Park to downtown shops and family-friendly destinations like Reptile Gardens and Dinosaur Park.
It's kind of our start off for the season. It kind of signifies what our year's going to be like. This is like the first full season that we've been open with the new construction, and like I said, we're getting a lot of our locals coming up and checking it out and coming into the gift shop now.
Visitors are flocking into these attractions even under cloudy skies and umbrellas.
The rainy weather doesn't have an adverse effect on Reptile Gardens. We're kind of perceived as one of those rainy day places that you can go. You know, we have the snake show, the gator show. They're both outside, but we have shelter at them.
As the season gets started, businesses across KOTA territory say they're ready to welcome a wave of both locals and tourists, whether it's rain or shine.
We have people from all over the United States and all over the world, and it's just so fun visiting with people and seeing how they're enjoying the Black Hills, how they're enjoying Reptile Gardens. That's one of the things I really like, is visiting with the guests that we have here.
I am most excited about this tourist season. I think with the locals, people are coming up to see how Dinosaur Park has changed, but still has that nostalgic feel to it.
Reporting in Rapid City, Zeta Jones, KOTA Territory News.
Thank you, Zeta. It was another dreary day here in KOTA territory. For how much of that we're tracking, we go to First Alert meteorologist Ryan Hill with the first look at the forecast. Ryan?
Well, we've got ourselves still some showers rolling through our area. I even saw my pool open, but it's kind of not quite the day to get out to the pool just yet. But I've got more of that in my full forecast later on. Got some showers pulling out of the area. You can see right here some moderate to heavy stuff rolling through Hawken County and southern Zebot County along the river right there. But I got to tell you, some more activity by KOTA and the Absaroka mountain range in the Rockies in northwestern Wyoming. That's our next activity that we're tracking in KOTA territory, at least the western side. But right now we're talking about how much rain we got over the last 24 hours. By this point, from yesterday to today, we've almost gotten an additional inch in Pine Ridge in Lakota County, and still yet another third. So I'd love to see what happens with the drought, but the fog here, east 7-mile-per-hour winds. We've got some improvement of visibility in Rapid City, but Custer has definitely dropped. We'll be keeping an eye on that and possibilities for some 90s and thunderstorms in my full forecast. Adrian?
Thanks, Ryan. A popular Emmy Award-winning true crime series that's been on the air for decades will feature a Pennington County case for its season finale episode. Our Brian Savage spoke to the show's co-host, Callahan Walsh, about the man that's been wanted in South Dakota for more than a decade.
A man accused of raping a child and fleeing from law enforcement thereafter has been on the run since 2013.
This is a real dangerous individual, a guy that preys on young children. It's likely that he could be seeking out another companion and preying on their children as he did in this case.
According to the U.S. Marshals website, in December 2008 in South Dakota, a 17-year-old girl informed her mother that she'd been getting sexually assaulted by the suspect since she was 12. The suspect was then brought in for questioning and DNA sampling. However, the man was allowed to leave after stopping the interview. The next day, a search warrant was obtained by law enforcement, yet the suspect allegedly fled the area. With the man still out there, the case caught the attention of the hit TV series America's Most Wanted. The case is set to air on the show's season 3 finale.
This guy's a coward. He preys on young little girls, manipulates them, earns their trust, and then sexually assaults them.
The show is known for profiling wanted fugitives in the U.S. and helping law enforcement agencies' investigations that hit a dead end.
They oftentimes reach out to us in hopes that we can provide some assistance in this case to move these cases forward, and the public and our viewers have done that time and time again.
The U.S. Marshals currently have a $25,000 reward for the suspect. He's a middle-aged white male with brown hair, green eyes, and is 5'9".
He's a mechanic. He could be working in the car or automotive industry, and he has connections all over, which can be difficult. He may even have gone up to Canada.
The man is still considered armed and dangerous. Anyone with any information on his whereabouts can call the Pennington County Sheriff's Office at 605-394-6117, the Rapid City Police Department at 605-394-4131, or your nearest law enforcement agency. Law enforcement believe he may be in the Dix, Nebraska area, as well as the Laramie and Torrington, Wyoming areas. In Rapid City, Brian Savage, KOTA Territory News.
From fog and showers clearing to isolated storms near 90-degree temps and even severe weather, First Alert meteorologist Ryan Hill has the details on all of that in his upcoming First Alert forecast.
Now, the First Alert forecast with meteorologist Ryan Hill.
We've been observing an unsettled picture through our Golden West downtown cam throughout today. Still a bit on the slick side, you can see on those roads there. 52 degrees with an east wind at 7 miles per hour. We're also noticing that humidity is at 95%. So another light wind, humid sort of evening that we're going to be watching out for the possibility of fog around the Black Hills. Meanwhile, we're watching our shower activity just kind of roll out of the area. A little bit of clearing behind that, though, so that's kind of encouraging for us, and maybe there's a chance that we have some change of that wind pattern out there as we head through the next 12 to 24 hours. But we're also watching some showers and storms over the Absaroka mountain range right here in northwestern Wyoming, in the Rockies right there. We've got some pretty potent cells out there, and I would not be surprised to see some of that roll towards Sheridan as we talk about tomorrow afternoon's forecast. Let's go through that hour-by-hour forecast and show what we're talking about for then. We got a clearing involved here. A little bit of fog in some of the higher elevations and near the Black Hills, but then take a look at this. A little bit of shower activity in the southern hills and in Custer County and Fall River County. So I would not be surprised to be popping out some umbrellas in that area. And meanwhile, here's some of that shower activity, shower and thunderstorm activity coming off the Bighorns and near Sheridan. That sticks around for your evening hours in that area until we get some more widespread stuff through northeastern Wyoming and even towards the Black Hills. Some of these could be potent showers and storms, some heavier rain, maybe some smaller hail, but we don't really have a large-scale dynamic for creating severe weather yet. I'll be talking about that in a bit as we clear this area out. We introduce a ridge of high pressure into our forecast. Some disturbances might be possible. Watch this right here. This little trough of low pressure that rides through the area just through Rapid City on your Friday. We could be talking about at least some isolated thunderstorms on that day. And then the talk of the town will be how cold, how warm it is, and actually hot with that ridge of high pressure apexing over our area. And then we've got a trough of low pressure. This big kahuna might be responsible for some severe weather in KOTA territory. So keep it tuned here as we get towards the beginning of next week. However, we're taking a look at some warming temperatures near 70 tomorrow and over the 70s, maybe even some mid and upper 70s as we make our way Thursday into Friday. Some lawn mowing days are up ahead. The best one's going to be on Thursday for you as we're talking about some shower and storm activity near and in the Black Hills on Tuesday and Wednesday. And Friday, we could see some isolated storm activity from that low pressure. Regardless, we've got better storm chances and precipitation chances through next week. We've got some pretty decent solid chances with that trough of low pressure, but it'll also be warmer than average. Again, we're talking about near or at 90. So definitely a deja vu kind of night to night with temperatures in the mid and upper 40s, some fog, some stray showers. That starts really clearing up. We see we're continuing to watch those low visibilities possible in near the Black Hills. Otherwise, we've got some pretty nice temperatures starting to get towards normal, 63 and 66 Rapid City and Pine Ridge. But take a look at all of those 70s, except for maybe in the higher elevations as we make our way towards Thursday. But then Friday, I've got to tell you, we've got near 80s, those thunderstorms, maybe a little bit of the fly in the ointment, but take a look at that. 79, 87, 90 Saturday through Monday. Absolutely wild, isn't it?
90 and thunderstorms. I don't know how well I'm going to like that, Ryan, but at least it'll be warm.
At least it'll be warm, but big storms could be possible on Mondays. Keep it here.
Alrighty, thank you, Ryan. Coming up after this short break, the SODAC 16 softball games are scheduled to begin tomorrow, and we check in with some of the local softball teams to see how their season is going. Noah Miller has all that and more next in KOTA Sports.
The end of spring sports is among us. Track has state starting Thursday, and some local softball teams begin the SODAC 16 games tomorrow. Another full season of softball is coming to an end with the SODAC 16 games starting tomorrow. The Stevens Raiders are one of those teams that has an amazing season, and they started the season on a 10-game winning streak with Laney Van Zee throwing a no-hitter to open the season up versus Spearfish back in April. This Raiders team doesn't stop fighting, doesn't give up, and is led by some great coaching, and it shows.
We started out this season knowing that we were going to be a very young team, and we have set a goal of just chipping away one game at a time, and the kids have stepped up to the challenge, and each team we play gets a little bit better and a little bit better, but our kids continue to get better and better as well. And our vibe that we have going on is fantastic, and the kids are having fun, and when you put those three things together, it makes for a fun season and a good start to a season.
So here's one side of the Class AA SODAC 16 bracket. Rapid City Stevens, who have been amazing all year long, gets things going tomorrow night at 5 p.m. at Parkview Softball Complex. The one thing I noticed about the bracket for Stevens is how tough it's going to be. What's not shown is the other games on this side of the bracket. Sioux Falls Jefferson, also on the same side as Stevens, is 16-3. And then Brandon Valley, who are 13-4. Stevens has beaten Brandon Valley earlier in the season 8-3, but will still be a tough bracket bracket for Stevens. As for this side of the bracket, Sturgis Brown, who earlier in the year told me they wanted to be more competitive with those East River teams, are getting an even matchup with Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Spearfish is taking on the 1 seed of the whole tournament, so they have their hands full with a very talented Lincoln team. The state track meet is coming up later this week, and the Rapid City Central Cobblers are looking to have multiple athletes stand up on the podium.
Seeing how competitive our juniors and our seniors are with one another, it just kind of plants that seed from to our freshmen, our 8th graders, freshmen and sophomores on what it takes to compete at a high level.
The Rapid City Central Cobblers are preparing for their final meet of the season and gearing things up for state.
I just want to see everyone trying their hardest, you know, making sure that we're there to get better, we're there to compete, and just kind of, you know, get as many points as we can, and just showing everyone else in the state that we know what we're doing.
Not only showing they know what they're doing, but showing who they are.
Central is like really like a positive community, and all of the coaches have like so much love and everything like for us and the sport, so it's been really fun.
Central has been at the top of some events, including the hurdles and 200 meter.
You know, the 100, the 200 this year, it is unbelievably fast. The field events, the marks are crazy good.
The field for the 100 meter run may be fast, but Skylar Huber has been the fastest girl in that event at Central.
I've accomplished being the fastest girl for the 100 and the 200 this year at Central so far, and I would really like to accomplish running faster in both of my events.
But for Henry Hill, he has his eyes set on the triple jump.
Be sure to tune in to KOTA Territory News at 6 on Fox. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem shares why President Donald Trump sent her to the Middle East.
And he stands with you as we fight this hatred in the world.
Plus, we'll tell you ways to potentially save hundreds of dollars on your phone bills.
It feels too good to be true that I'm paying less than half of what I paid.
Those stories and more are tonight at 6 on Fox.
Starting to clear and warm things up, but scattered showers and storms, 90 severe on Monday.
Thanks for watching KOTA Territory News, your local news and weather authority.